Okay, a guy asked me to give him some information on how we use these things and how we train with them. We've got two parts to this. We've got paracord on a loop attached to this, and we've got just the normal stretch band. Actually, when a new archer or an archer that's really wants to develop a better subconscious release, we always go on the hard cord to begin with. So after we teach them a hook and the shape and where the string goes and how to keep this a little bit of flex in the wrist, so we have slightward outward bend, and then we teach them the movement, which is this to your follow through using back tension, direction of tension this way and not this way. After we go through a lot of those things like that, and then we attain basically the movement to a follow through position here, which is driving tension back behind you, scapular retraction. And so we're going to drive to an end of range of motion. So we're hit on that end of range of motion, and we apply pressure to that end of range of motion through the string to a follow through. Notice I did not do this. I kept the hook right through to a follow through. So when a person is first learning or first allowing their subconscious mind to link a signal to your flexors for relaxation for a flash of a second so that the string can blow through, we have them do it on a hard cord in a very rapid motion. So we're going to stretch this cord, tie this cord into a length that matches their draw length in good alignment like this. And then we're going to have him start that pressure to the back of him. And then I want an accelerated motion straight through to the follow through, a very rapid speed motion. We need it to be rapid speed. The brain will figure out how to get rid of the string. You can't figure out how to do this. This is impossible to figure out because the signal to the release happens from the limbic or the reflexive or the subconscious brain. So you just have to power through this at a very rapid speed. And it's a little sticky at first, but sooner or later, your brain is going to learn to time this signal to this pressure right through the string, and your release will occur at a subconscious level. There's no activation, there's no input from the conscious mind to that at all. Once you get it in with the hard cord, we generally bring it to the stretch band, and I'll say, oh, come into your back, that transfer to hold movement, and press on it, press on it, press on it. I shouldn't see any movement as he's pressing on an end of range of movement because it's an end of range of movement. But if I see this, press on it, press on it, I see this hook hand sliding back, well, I know he's got a little mix in his direction of tension. He's got a little direction of tension going that way a little bit and not fully that way. So a little creep slides into that. We don't want that. So anyways, I might put him on a hard cord at that point. Let him come up here, let him build the holding. We just put this two together, right? And we can come up here. He'll hit this wall here, which will allow him to come back in here, press that tension, and then drive both systems through at the same time like this. Now, to test it fully, I want to do it on just the stretch band so we don't see any movement before it just breaks with the impulse here as I press it through. And then transfer to hold, there's your aim, press through. And notice, if you look at my fingers, you will not see the fingers open. They do, but you just won't see it. So I want to get a little zoom on my fingers here because I'm going to maintain this hook. Now on the fixed cord, I'm going to maintain this hook. Hook maintenance is an important factor in this because if you're, as a monitoring function, keeping track and keeping the shape of your hook, there's no way you're putting consciousness to opening your fingers. So it's kind of a mental management tool. Now over time, this rapid speed motion, which is very high intensity and low duration, morphs into long duration, very low intensity. That's where the real accuracy comes. So when we can get to a holding position, add just a little bit of tension, I'm easing into that tension through, and that's a very static position because you're on ends of ranges of motion. And when you're on that static position and you press that through, that brain sends a signal to release, boom, it pops out of there. That arrow leaves right from that spot at the same place every time because remember, I'm on an end of range of movement with scapular retraction, and that creates accuracy. Any movement that's done quickly becomes a subconscious movement. This movement to your finish is a conscious movement. You direct it. You tell yourself how to press it. Press. I'm going to press. I'm going to put about 10 S's on the end of press. Press through with hook maintenance. And it's just a tool that we use to teach and to maintain a subconscious release, but it's also a tool when we're training just the normal shot sequence. Set a hook, set a grip, start over, set your hook, set your grip, set your shoulders down, get your draw force line, bring this up to nose height, drive the shoulder back at the same time you're coiling towards the target. Come back here, hit that wall of scapular retraction, find your anchor and transfer to hold. Now put an aim on the target. Now start pressing through to your finish. So when I need to clean up some movements, this is what I go to, because I can get 100 reps on my couch during the commercials. Try getting 100 reps with your bow, it ain't gonna happen. And I can slow it down. When you slow down, you can evaluate. If you evaluate, you can perfect. So all these movements in these positions, I can go really slow and try to time this coil and this driving this shoulder back together to that wall, find my anchor, transfer to hold. I'll put a thumb up and I'll aim it, so I'll get used to separating from an aim. Yep, I like an aim, just gonna look over the top of the thumb on the object I'm looking, want to hit, so to speak, and I just press that through to my finish. So I was kind of disappointed when I got to the Limbic Training Center because I didn't get my hands on all kinds of cool equipment there. This is what we used for a week. And when I came back after drilling this thing, I don't know how many hundreds of reps, I never had a better shot in my life. So anyway, quick video to show you the use of the stretch band with the fixed cord. If you've got a fixed cord, any piece of paracord will work. I just put a loop on the end of it and tie it to it the proper length. I use the stringers in the shop with my lessons all the time. I'll just have the guy pull a stringer back and let it slide through his hands till he finds his draw length, and I'll go up a little longer, a little shorter, till he finds his draw length, and we use a stringer cord. So basically, any kind of paracord will work. I'm supposing it's coming through clear on my microphone, so I'm gonna continue. But anyways, that's the primary use of this. It's an absolute fantastic training tool.